Welcome back to the Samantha Parker Show. Hey, I'm your host, Samantha. Let's dive on in. Welcome to the Samantha Parker Show. Today, we are podcasting from the patio with my guest, Melissa. Hey, girl, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Okay, this is fun.
Yeah, this is gorgeous, the kiln.
Yeah, kiln is awesome. And right now, they have some event going on, so I feel like all the rooms I like to use are taken. And we were brainstorming. This was my team's idea. They're like, what if we podcasted on the patio? And I'm like, it'll be loud. And then I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah. So if you guys hear cars going by, they're like over there a ways. But yeah.
It might be you driving by.
That could be you. Okay, so I wanted to invite you on my podcast because you have your own podcast. And we had a really good lunch date the other day.
Yeah, we did.
We went to Spitz.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have to really say it. I'm all Spitz.
Spitz. We didn't spit on each other. We went to Spitz.
I know. It took me a minute, but it's a Greek place. And so it rotates on the spit to cook the meat. Someone had to explain it to me. So
makes sense now. I would have never thought of that either.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
But tell me about your podcast.
It's a baby podcast, and that's
why it's not a baby podcast,
but in the best
makes it
way.
A baby podcast.
It's just it's a growing. She's 200 followers, I think, which I love each and every one of them. And they grew really fast, which I'm very grateful for. I'm currently on a hiatus. That's why I called you, because I said, Samantha.
You said you were going to pick it back up. Did you pick it back up?
Yes, I'm editing. I have 3 episodes coming. But yeah, for a second it was a little overwhelming, but it's called HermanasMedia on Instagram if you guys want to check it out. I love it.
Okay, so what was your inspiration behind it? And Hermanas is sisters.
Hermanas means sisters, yeah. So it's female centric, but really involves everyone. I think the idea came from really me wanting to evolve. I think I was feeling a little bit helpless with a lot of the narrative that was happening around my culture and my community. And sometimes when you get angry or upset, you can be very narrow-minded. And so I had to come back to myself and say, okay, what can I actually change? What is actually something that I can do to better the situation for my community to know, how to defend themselves in a way?
Okay.
And wow, I just had deja vu.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Was it someone? I think they were thinking about coming out here, and then they were like, "I don't think I should come out here."
Oh my gosh!
Did you see that?
That was scary.
They're like, "I don't know what these girls are doing."
Before.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, so because I wanted to help my community in a way that also helps me, Hermanas was born in a way. We have to learn as a first generation Mexican.
Yeah, so let's back up here. Yeah. So your community, you are Latina.
I am Mexican, yes. I'm Latina. Yes, I'm first generation Mexican American. So that means that my parents grew up in Mexico and they honestly lived a lot of their early adulthood in Mexico. And so I'm the first one to be born here, the first one to live the American dream or the American life. And so there was a lot that I had to learn at the mercy of others.
Okay.
So my parents did the best that they could. They're in survival mode when you're here because they've left their own culture. They're going through their own things and they come here to work. And so if you're a kid of immigrants, then you have to figure it out on your own. You really have to rely on teachers, people in the community that are willing to teach you about the basics of things like scholarships and extracurricular activities even weren't a thing because it just wasn't in the budget. It wasn't something that we can do. Anyway, so that a lot of us first generation people become really scrappy and it benefits us in a lot of ways because we can take those skill sets and that adaptability into the workforce. But it takes a lot longer for you to go inward and find yourself.
Yeah.
And so I wanted a space where we could have conversations about growth and development in a safe and happy environment for everyone.
Yeah, so your parents paved the way. They came here.
Yes, they sacrificed a lot.
And then they're settled here.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're here. They've been here 30 years.
But then it's like they've done that really hard work of establishing themselves. So then you, as like the first generation born here, get to be like, what do I want with my life?
Yeah. And it's hard to get there though, because for a long time, you obviously learn from your parents, right? That you have to come and you have to work and you have to do the best that you can and you have to survive. But you also grapple with the privilege of not having to work the same way that they did.
Okay.
And the sacrifices that they did, we don't necessarily have to make. And so for a long time, like I completely sacrificed myself for the companies that I worked with. I worked so much. I sacrificed my personal beliefs, my personal goals for the goals of the business, because that's what my parents did for a long time.
We just do it. We put our heads down and we work.
Put our heads down and we work. And then also you just believe what you're told, right? Religion and society and the culture even is very different. You just kind of like follow that. And so you never even look at yourself and say, okay, what do I really believe? Who am I really?
Yeah.
Until you're 28 years old and your life gets turned upside down. Like me, everyone's story is different, but for me, I was 28 and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, who are you? What are you trying to do here?
Don't worry, I'm 40 and I did that this morning.
Did you? So. Like, I grapple with it. I think we should have multiple, right? We should have multiple, almost like ego deaths or multiple ideas of who you are. You evolve as a person.
Yeah.
And I think that first one for me was just like a big ball of energy, a big ball of, I don't know, things that could have been avoided if I would have looked at myself sooner. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's great advice for anyone.
Yeah.
And I think you should do that a lot. Like, you might get into a commitment and you're just asking yourself, why am I actually doing this? Like, what's the actual purpose of all of this?
Yeah.
I do that a lot. I'm like, is the path we're going down the right path for the business? Is the path as a family? Are we making good choices? Like, I just think we need to be self-aware.
Yeah. Self-aware. And if you're in survival mode, that's the last thing you're doing.
Yes. It took me a long time. So obviously, like, I was born here. My parents were born here. So I don't have the same kind of struggles that you had. But it took me a long time because at 19, I had a baby with a douchebag.
Seriously, it can be applied to any sort of trauma.
Yeah. And I was on my own. I had this little apartment in Salt Lake City. I would have $50 for 2 weeks. And I remember going to the grocery store and just kind of adding things up. Like, we can get yogurt and we can get some pancake mix and we'll just figure it out. I've told this story a few times. I would be like, okay, my daughter will eat at daycare, so we just have to do breakfast and dinner. And I was like, we can actually have pancakes for breakfast and dinner. So there was a lot.
When you're in that mentality, the last thing you can think of, or that you even have room for, is creativity, is going inward, is spirituality. No, you cannot.
You can't.
Because you're surviving
that poverty cycle that you get stuck in. And it was really, really hard to get out of that. Even when we moved to St. George, we were still in that mindset.
Yeah.
And I would be like, oh, we should go to Disneyland. And my husband would say, oh, when we have money. And I was like, no, I was just saying we should go to, I wasn't saying let's book this right now. And so we've both done a lot of that work.
What do you think? Sorry, if that's okay if I ask questions.
Oh, yeah.
What do you
She's like, I'm going to flip this.
I'm going to flip this on Samantha. What do you think really pushed you to do the work on yourself to get yourself out of that mentality?
Kind of just, gosh, I think looking around, the big motivator for me was I had a job. I was working here in St. George and I was finishing college. So working full time, 32 kids. I was married, so that was helpful.
Yeah.
But just barely getting by. And my boss one day looked at me and she goes, I don't know why you work so hard and go to school. You'll never make more than $13 an hour. And
wow.
I don't know if maybe that was planted in her, because I don't believe that she's like evil or anything.
Sure.
But it was something just snapped to me. I came in the next day, actually. So that was a Monday. I came in on my day off on Tuesday because I had Tuesdays and Sundays off. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I need to quit.
Okay.
And I didn't know what I was going to do, but something just like unraveled.
You knew in your gut. Sometimes it's sad that sometimes it takes somebody not believing in yourself to really look at yourself and say, oh, wow, I haven't been believing in myself either. And it's horrible and it's awful. I have a similar situation too. And it's just, but it was the kick in the butt that I needed to just remind myself, like, okay, if I can work this hard for somebody else, why can't I work this hard on myself? Imagine the however many hours you're working, if that was focused on you. And yeah.
I remember her telling me, like, you're my workhorse. I don't know what we're going to do. I was like, oh, but I was really proud. My parents were like, work hard, hard, go to work.
Instilled that upon you.
Shut up.
Don't ask any questions.
Yes. I do think. Okay, but do you have kids?
No kids.
I was going to say, I think you told me you didn't have any kids.
Yeah.
But the problem with when we're raised that way, where you're like, just shut up and eat the food. Shut up. I told you to mow the lawn.
Don't question me.
Yes.
And it's true. And that's why I think sometimes, like especially in the climate that we're in right now and a lot of divisiveness, sometimes I'm just like, everyone, let's just talk to each other, because race, traumas, upbringings, like, we have a lot more in common than we think. And it may look different, but we really do a lot of what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, I've been there. I've done that.
Yes. But I think where I went wrong though with my kids is I didn't want them to ever feel like that.
Oh,
So
the pendulum swung the other way.
Yes. I'm like, oh no, I have fundamentally, where I'm like, I'm going to kick your guys' ass. And they're like,
they're like, oh, mom, that's cute.
They're like, oh, mom's mad. And I'm like, oh no.
That's a very real conversation that I've had with even in my first marriage. Like, I am who I am because of the codependency that we had with my family to survive. I am who I am because of the racist experiences that I had and my adaptability. And how do you apply that in a controlled way, in a safe way for your children? I want my kids to be just as hungry, just as hardworking as me, but do I want them to be working 40 plus hours at 16 and not focusing on extracurriculars? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it's a balance. It's a hard one. So I respect you, parents.
And the other thing I'm realizing as my kids have gotten older is I'm like, oh, I'm just learning too. And you start to have a lot more respect for your parents where you're like, hey, they were just trying to get us here and make a better life.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Their
So
best.
a lot of that resentment and that, oh, my stupid parents, it's just gone. And that's freeing too.
Yeah.
You're like, they're just people.
Yeah. When you kind of do the work, you can see the duality of two things can be true at once. Maybe this wasn't the best thing for a child. Maybe I wouldn't necessarily do this to my children, but they still, their intentions were good. You know, or at least I feel like they were, and that's enough for me to release that.
Yeah.
That's what we do a lot. My sister and I, for a little while, you go through the grieving stages, right? Sometimes you're like, wow, why did my parents do this and this and this? And at the end of the day, when you put yourself in their shoes, one, you're like, wow, I'm incredibly privileged. Thank the heavens that I didn't have to make those type of decisions. And then two, you just have empathy for them. Like you have empathy for the time they took to even try. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Or that it's not anything to do with you. For example, like for me, my parents weren't very emotionally available. I love them, but they are not even, now looking back, I'm like, they're not even emotionally available for themselves. They don't cry. I've seen my dad cry once. So then when I cry, it's very uncomfortable for him. But that has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with him and his upbringing. And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes too, after a while.
Yeah. Do you care if I ask
Sure.
what your experience is like living in the States right now? I feel like Utah's a great place, but as a Mexican immigrant.
Yeah. No, I love that question. I appreciate it.
Because I don't want to skirt over the topic, but I obviously,
Yes.
I can't put myself in your shoes. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. I love that question. And I think it's fair. And I don't want to get overly political for your fans, obviously. I mean, but I think
fine.
everything is
it's
inevitably
fine.
political, right?
Yes.
But I think it's hard. So it comes in waves. So when I was growing up, we were about 7% of the community. So very, very minimal. And it was a small town, which everything has its pros and cons. So when I say anything that is difficult about St. George and my upbringing, I really mean that in that we're thinking critically here, right? It was really hard to be in spaces as a 6-year-old, 8-year-old, talking about my father needing to get paid for services that he rendered with a woman that was racist. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that stuff is hard. And and she inevitably was racist only because she didn't really have very many Hispanic people. She didn't know them. She didn't know us. She really didn't communicate with us. And so I did have some tough encounters growing up, but that propelled me to almost assimilate, which was also very good. And maybe we should start over on this one, but I learned to assimilate. I learned to adapt very quickly because of it, because I wanted to control the narrative of who we were. I wanted people to understand that we weren't very different. I wanted them to understand my parents were good people. I'm a good person. There was a situation when I was 6 years old where we lived on Dixie Downs and we would walk down to Lynn's.
Okay.
And I was 6 at the time. My dad and I would walk down every Sunday just to get the paper. There was a little paper stand. It's not there anymore, but we would go get the paper right before Lynn's. And one day, this big old truck just drives up to us as fast as it can. And he says, "Go back to where you effing came from." And we're like, our
You're
back
like the
is
hospital down the street?
literally. Even then, I jumped out. The shock was horrible. And I remember like looking at my dad and my dad looking at me, and he was like, "What did he say?" And it was like the the racism was aside, it was hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you can be like, okay, that person's ignorant. They don't know what they're talking about.
Sad.
But just like looking at my father and his face and like having to even think about how to translate the hate and the visceral that was, just like for the rest of my life, it was like, no, my dad has worked really hard. My dad's here. My dad's a citizen. And even if he wasn't, even if he was in the process of trying to get his citizenship, that's not okay. And so
you're still people.
yes, and they don't know anything about my dad's story. They don't know why he left his country, his beloved country, to come here to give me a better future, like that. Anyway, so that sort of stuff did happen, but then although it was like, now looking back, it's like I became a raging people pleaser, right? I'm like, everything that I need to do to make you
You're like, I'll stay in
feel
line.
comfortable with me. Yes, I would do. And I like essentially took over the management of my family, right? Like I was the one that was speaking. I was the one that was translating. I got rid of my accent as quickly as I could. Maybe all subconsciously. That has helped me. That's served me in my careers as an adult, as in my relationships in a way, because I can empathize with people. Mm-hmm. But that also came after years and years and years of not being myself. And so everything, pros and cons, right? Everything has its experiences. And then as an adult, now I think after doing a lot of work with therapy and introspection and everything, it is hard to see a lot of the same rhetoric or a lot of the same mentality as that guy when I was 6 years old being amplified now. But that's where Hermanas came from, because I was like, I want people, I'm sick of other people taking the narrative from us. I want people to hear from Hispanic men and women and even people that support us and want to learn about our culture and where we really come from and what the actual facts are. I want them to be amplified so that they're as loud as the people who are maybe ignorant or choosing to not think critically and not look at the facts of a lot of things. And now it's more empowering. Now I'm just like, okay.
Oh, I love that.
I don't want to be in a negative situation, but I'm open to discuss things with people. And I want people to ask more questions, because really, truly, most of the time, especially in this community, this blue collar, hardworking, family oriented community, we have a lot more in common than people realize.
Oh yeah.
And I take that on me as well, because I assimilated so much that I was like, I'm just like one of you guys. I'm like a St. George girl. What are you talking about? And didn't really abandon a lot of my culture for a long time. And that I think is also a detriment, because when we do that, it's easier for other people to speak for us.
Yeah. I think I
Sorry.
always worry about I always worry about getting canceled as a white girl. I'm like, are we allowed to ask these questions? Does that make us racist? But then if we don't, are we racist? It's like a very weird space to be in right now too.
Yeah. No, I do think there's a level of personal responsibility, right? Obviously we need to do our own research and try to learn as much as we can, even especially if we're taking something at face value and we're not even thinking critically, we're not even questioning it. I think it is our responsibility to learn, even for for me as a Hispanic. There's other topics that I don't necessarily have to go to the group of people that are struggling with that. I should learn some things ahead of time. But I think if you approach it in a productive way, or even try to develop a relationship ahead of time to make the other person feel comfortable, and then discuss things like this, excuse me, I think that's very helpful.
Yeah.
But there's a way to do it. Like what's one example for me? Like I didn't grow up with a lot of Asian Americans, and I didn't know a lot about their struggle and how we had very similar upbringings as far as traditional values and like very high expectations from our family to be the success in the family, to get the family out of poverty. This is a generalization.
Okay.
But that's one thing that I learned. And I realized, like, I looked at my followers and I was like, I don't have any Asian American people that I'm following, just to even understand their story and to get some relation, or even have Asian American friends at the time. And so I identified that was an area that I was ignorant in, and I started doing some research about a lot of the certain things that happened, especially in Utah with Topaz, the camp that they
actually
had.
I've been out there. It's in Delta. That's where my mom is from, and my grandma still lives there, and some of my family
around there.
I've been to it.
I didn't know much about it.
Yeah,
and
so
it's
just for context for people, it was during
World War II.
World War II, after they the Japanese allegedly bombed. I'm one of those people.
Oh.
I'm all, did it happen?
Yeah.
Was it an inside job? I shouldn't say those things either.
Cut that out.
Yeah. After they bombed
No.
Pearl Harbor
Yeah.
and then they put people into these camps. And my grandma will tell me stories. She said that
Oh, wow.
she was a little kid, obviously, like little, and they would be at the borderline of like their farm. So they would talk to him through the fence.
Oh, wow.
But they were often very jealous of their living conditions because this was during World War One.
Yeah,
Or
a lot
two,
of
was it two, one or two?
already. Mm.
I feel horrible. I should know my.
I'd imagine it was 2, but maybe
Can you
there
look that
was
up for me?
some in. There was probably because it was a fear. Like
Did Pearl Harbor World War One or World War Two, or are we totally off base? Cindy's gonna fact check for us. But anyways, I've been out there. They have a museum out there. But my grandma would say because they were having a hard time, like just getting all the stuff they need. I know they were fed and things like that. But she said
World War II, yeah.
they seem to have it better. Like just as a kid, obviously they didn't. They were rounded up and put into these things. But they were getting square meals and And she says just as a kid, I want to be in there.
Yeah.
It was World War II. Thank you. Yeah.
But she was a kid, and it was like, but also the trauma of that and the community, like growing up.
Yeah, could you imagine we're
losing
just
everything.
hanging out at our house and they're like, we've decided that you have 0.0, like you must be of heritage from,
Yeah.
the only thing I think is because I'm so white is Ireland.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, we've decided that
risk.
you're going to move over to this like camp.
Yeah.
What?
That's happening like even today. And that's the hard part too. Is like people are being rounded up. Even 150 citizens have been rounded up because they look Hispanic, and they're put into these like alligator Alcatraz that they call it and stuff. And it's I think a lot of that comes from the same thing, which is fear, right? And really harmful rhetoric that dehumanizes a group of people when we know that things are nuanced. Like 100%, nothing is black and white, right? And so when people are like criminal or not criminal and they don't have any nuance in that, that's when you get things like topaz and alligator Alcatraz. Excuse me. Maybe I shouldn't use that. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's a detention center in Florida, and there's another one here
on it.
But I guess aside from all of that, that's just what I think that's how we combat those kind of things, is by the community talking to each other. If you know of anyone that's a Hispanic, they most likely in the community that you like are friends with or you work with or whatever, they most likely have a mixed citizenship family where maybe one parent is a citizen and the other one is a permanent resident. And what does that look like? And how do they get that? And you know what? Like, I have an uncle in California who's been trying to get citizenship for 10 years. And my dad just got lucky and did it right before things changed. And is my uncle technically a criminal? No. But is he fully documented? No, because he's in the process of doing that. And so it's so nuanced, and it's so much more than just black and white. And I think asking questions is important, especially to the humans that you live around.
I love that. So you're taking your podcast and making a platform just to tell people's stories.
Yes, and be a resource. There are so many things that I wish that I would have learned sooner. And at the end of the day, timing is everything, right? I think I'm doing it at the right time. But if I would have known that I had ADHD at 20, I probably would have made different decisions prior to getting married and having all this different life, this altered life. I call it my first life. And so I hope to have people on that. Or another example, like Cody, talking about these life insurance policies that are so important that compound. And so if you start sooner, like by the time you're retired, it's just,
So
education.
she's talking about my friend Cody. He does money stuff. We've had Cody on the podcast. He's fun.
It has, I need to watch. I need to watch all of them. I've seen Christina on here. But I had Christina on there to try to talk about real estate. And
yes, Christina. I'm talking about giving voice, being able to translate documents and things like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. Christina's bomb.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's
and
pretty
she's
cool.
hungry. She's like a networking
thirsty
fiend.
girl. I do wonder, I'm like, because she'll invite me to things and I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth for that, but I do feel like I do a lot of things, you know?
So I'm like, Christina, how do you have time? And she is a present mother, and her husband has a business, and she has a business. Sometimes I want in a space where they can go and, oh, you know what, Christina's story resonates a little bit with me, and also, oh wow, she's a real estate agent. This is what she recommends for me to do, and because that's how I learned, is by teachers taking time.
Okay, so you kind of put your podcast on a little hiatus. And then we went to lunch last week, and I'm like, no, you just got to keep doing it. You only had 5 episodes. I was like, what are you talking about? You don't quit?
Yes. No, I
I think this will be episode like 85, probably.
85?
Yeah, and I feel like this is a baby podcast.
really, well, that's why I appreciate the perspective. And I think that conversation was so helpful because I think you made me realize that it doesn't have to be perfect and that I really needed to identify my main purpose with it because I got lost in the sauce. When it's hard and it's emotionally taxing and it takes a long time, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a
Like a
clear
passion.
goal,
Yeah.
it gets hard.
And then also, I think what'll happen is when you're not clear, people will start to come into that and muddy it a little bit with their own agenda.
Yeah.
In a meaningful way, even. Like,
Yeah.
for example, I've really been wanting to we need to manifest this, put it into existence.
Yes.
I'm all, God, you got this. If it's a good idea, see it through. Oh, I love this.
Someone speeded by.
I know. I'm like, what is it? I want to see it.
It was definitely, what do you think, a motorcycle?
What do you guys think that was? A motorcycle? Face says motorcycle.
Yeah.
Cindy, okay. Yeah.
And it was while you were trying to manifest, so.
It's like, bad idea, good idea. Don't say it. But I was talking about doing a supper club, which is basically you put on a high-end dinner party, but you have speakers and just different things, different focus. And I brought some people into bed with me on it. And then all of a sudden it was like we were going to have this the first one was going to be like this political thing and bring in the mayoral candidates. And I was like, that's just not my platform.
It changed.
Yeah. And so I just was like, hey, I'm halting this. I'll pause it. But I do think that if I do want to restart this, it would be with my clear direction and goals.
Yes.
And I'd be like, hey, I want you to come in and do X, Y, and Z. So I do in my business too. I've been doing this for 10 years. You have to have the vision. You have to have the clear goal. But then you can go to people. We all sat down at the table the other day. And I was like, what do you guys think about this? Let other people come in with their area of expertise and be like, I'm very open. I'm like, tell me what you think. Tell me what we should do.
Feedback.
But it's still, I know where the company's going. I know what I'm willing to talk about and not talk about.
Yeah. I agree. I did not have that.
Yeah. But at least you started. How many? You could still be sitting there thinking about it.
I know.
You'd be on Pinterest.
And that's on growth. That's on lots of therapy. That's on a supportive spouse. That's on a supportive friend group that like I talked about Stephanie in one of my first episodes. She was a friend that I told this idea about years ago, and she would ask me periodically.
And now you've done it.
Thank you. Yes, I want to keep going. I want to keep going, and I want to be more personal about it.
Yeah.
Which I think that I also learned from the lunch with you was you have to be personal about the approach, like genuine and vulnerable about it. And I, for a long time, wasn't vulnerable. I was like, let's protect myself. And no one knows really my opinions and no one really knows where I stand on things. And that's not me anymore.
Yeah. It's your show.
Yeah.
Run with it.
Amen.
Say what you want to say.
Thank you.
And sometimes it pisses people off. Sometimes you get canceled.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what my sister was talking about. That
5 years since I got canceled, and I'm still like, sometimes you get canceled.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah,
and I feel if you're not I don't know what happened. Do you want to have to give it what happened?
Oh, I talked about it a few episodes ago, but I was also talking about Charlie Kirk and stuff. So it's a passionate episode if you want to go back.
Oh, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I'll watch it. But to me, it's like sometimes when you're doing the work that needs to be done, it's hard on people. Or when you're shedding light on things that maybe they necessarily don't want to hear. It sometimes people aren't ready to hear it, and that's fine. At the end of the day, it's like the people that I want to be there are open-minded and know that everything's nuanced and know that I'm not perfect either. Like I'm learning from these guests as well. Like that's my whole MO. And if I mess up and I think about it critically and I look at the situation and I educate myself, it's 100% will apologize or try to better the situation because we're only human.
Exactly.
Truly. But yeah, I think we're so educated now. Like we have so much access to information, and I think it's our responsibility to use it. And if I'm messing up, then yeah, call me on it. That's fine. I hope that you would also be okay if I call you on it too. You know what I mean? Like my audience.
I'm like, let's come on the podcast and talk about it.
Yes, yeah, let's learn. Let's be better. And
I think there's a lot of grown adult men in politics who could really take that on as well.
Yes. Grown men here in this community. Agree, we should have another episode about men.
Men
needing. okay, here's the thing. I think men and women, that's why I think sometimes when feminism gets a bad rap, which I understand, extremes happen.
I will not be labeled a feminist.
But I think true feminism, if you look back to what it was supposed to be, helps men and women. And this is coming from a Mexican background where a lot of people in Mexico, that's why we have a lot in common. This community sometimes, it's very machista, very, how do you say machista?
I call it the good old boys club.
Yes. Yes. Very similar in Mexico and even in my family. And I think we need to evolve from that. Yeah. I think men need to be more in touch with their feelings. I think men need to go to therapy. And I think women also need to chill.
Thank you.
But in a way that we have had to work so hard, and I understand that, to get our rights. We've had to work so hard to like do therapy and look at ourselves and find our own value system. I think that takes a lot of work, but I think we just, because of that, I think even for myself, like I just need to, for a second, I'm like, I just need to calm down. I need to just breathe and allow people to come as they are. I don't know. That's what she said, but TMI.
No.
It's still a thought process, but I think true feminism will help both of us. And then it can help each other.
We were just talking about bringing back like really good female friendships where you feel safe.
Yes.
Because that's one thing, I don't feel safe in my friendships. So I'm like, I'll go to lunch, you can come on my podcast, but like, that'll probably be, outside of that, I'll be like,
arm's length.
Yes.
Yeah, I think because as women, we just always
maybe
been
we should
like,
become friends. Can we do this?
You and me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm down. I
think we already are friends.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think that female friendships and talking is very important, and I'm the same way. I keep everyone at arm's length, and I have a very small, close group of friends, and I think that's okay. I think it's okay to have friends that are in like different buckets, and move it around as you need. But yeah, we need to talk more.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
Yes.
Okay, we got this.
Yeah.
But I'd also like to say I have some really, really great men that we work with.
Yes, I know. Great. We need men.
Yes.
To help us.
But I know where you're coming from because at least once or twice a week, I have to go to one of those meetings where I'm mansplained.
Yeah.
Someone will ask me if I know who Gary Vee is. And I'm like, I've had him on my podcast, but I don't say anything. You know what I mean? So I get it. And even this morning, I was telling my husband, I need him to take care of something for me. And he's got to understand why you can't take care of that. And I'm like, we've been through this. I need you to take your dick and go down over here. I said this, you guys. Okay, I'm so sorry. I was like, I need you to take the penis that you have and I need you to go down because I was just starting to get flustered.
Yeah.
I need you to go down to the auto shop and tell them that she wants this done.
That she needs this done.
Yes. And he's like, just make an appointment. And I'm like, I've done all this.
Yeah, Kellen just had a reaction.
They don't listen to me. They don't listen to me, but they will listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, it's still a thing.
It is. Kellen, my fiance, is 31 years old, and he just barely a few months ago, when he was buying a house, experienced like misogyny firsthand, and it was eye-opening for him. But he had never experienced that before, and I think a lot of men don't until it's absolutely necessary, or they have a wife or whatever, and then how can they empathize if they've never seen it, or if they've not even had the awareness to even look for it?
Yes.
You know?
And then you get then we look hysterical because I'm like, I need you to take your dick down to the auto body store.
Yes. We're labeled as emotional.
Yes. I was like, please.
No. Oh my gosh. Can I tell you the situation with this real estate agent?
Yeah.
I won't name names, but.
Should we name names?
No. Not necessary.
Well, maybe we shouldn't because I might know him.
My business elsewhere. But we went to, my fiance bought his first home. Congratulations, Kellen. Ooh. In December last year ago. Or
I saw
a year
a picture
ago.
of him. He's tall, ginger guy.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah.
But he is, you know what? He had dark hair. I saw a picture of him and I was like, what? Who are you? But his beard just turned red for some reason.
No, he's definitely a redhead.
Just ginger. Yeah, no, technically not.
Oh.
But he is beautiful. He's 6'2". He's super sweet. It's a very quiet, very masculine type, right? That's just laying the groundwork for the story. But
Backstory.
backstory.
I love a good backstory.
Okay, let's go back. So he decides he's going to buy a house for the first time. Now, I've been married before. I'd been involved with purchasing and buying of about 3 or 4 homes at this point.
Oh, baller.
For my family. It's just like the trauma, right? For my family, for my ex and our life and everything, and moving a lot for work. It just happened. And Kellen was very aware of that. So he asked me to help. I was like, sure, absolutely. I've got you. And so I hook him up with Christina, actually, a real estate agent in town that I trusted, she was up and coming, but she'd already sold a couple houses at this point. And she's been in business for a very long time and a networking queen. And you know that, negotiations.
Yeah. And Christina's great.
She's wonderful, right? And so we show up to this very famous builder in town to one of their houses to view it. Christina got there first, and then I got there, and I go straight up to him because I've been in business forever, like in sales forever, really. I go up and I shake his hand and make direct eye contact, and you can just tell he's like very uncomfortable, and he just like shakes my hand. He's like, hello, hey, thank you so much for meeting us, whatever. Basically lead the conversation. But it ends because he doesn't say anything else. Kellen is like in the car. He's coming in a little bit later than me. So it's awkward. It's uncomfortable. The vibe is off, but it's okay. It's fine. We just met. Kellen walks in. This 6'2" man walks in. Never purchased a home, but the guy is instantly like lights up, goes and shakes his hand, makes really great eye contact with him. How are you? Asks him about him and his needs, asks him about where he's from. Mind you, he doesn't know like anything about any of us, right? And he doesn't know like we're going into this house together. Like he just immediately gives Kellen this great treatment and then proceeds to ignore me and Christina the rest of the time.
The Christina who's going to do the deal for him. How fascinating.
Isn't that crazy? Because we were two Hispanic women. And granted, at the end of the day, like, he didn't say anything, and it's all microaggressions, but it was enough that at the end we walk out, and I didn't even have to look at Kellen. Kellen was like, what was that? I've never experienced that. Why did he do that? And it's just that. It's just that he has a dick, like you said. That's it. And no disrespect to Kellen, and he knows that. I had the least amount of experience in that as far as these type of transactions, but he treated me like gold. And he was just an older guy from here in St. George, good old boy. Yeah. And he was not having it. He did not like us.
Oh, bummer. You got a podcast.
It's true. I'm just kidding. No.
And I know you work for a radio station here.
Oh, yes, I did for a year. I'm actually gone. Did I tell you Friday was my last day?
What? Are you a free bird?
I am free for the first time since I was 16 officially, but really I helped my dad with his business when I was like 8. From the time I was who knows when 8 to 16, I have not had a job. Yeah, let me say that better.
So what are you?
I have never.
What are you doing
with
your time?
I am.
What's your plan? Oh, I told you we couldn't have that cup on the show.
You can't see it.
It's got a name on it. No, I'm just kidding.
No free advertisement here.
I'm totally teasing. I actually usually have my Diet Coke front and center, but we were going for a vibe, so I put it down. Does the Diet Coke match the vibe? Okay, yeah. She's our vibe check.
It's girls talking, yapping, out in the sun. Yeah.
I know my head's getting
just don't include the logo.
I'm a lizard. I'm mostly just giving you shit. I'm a huge shit giver.
Not for real though. Yeah. That's expensive. Placement?
Oh, a product name
product
like that?
Placement. You can't get that for free.
I know. Diet Coke. Did you hear that? I'm paying them at this point.
Sponsor, please. What was I saying? Oh, yes, I'm a free agent.
Yeah.
I am. I have a couple offers I'm considering, and there's a company that I'm really excited about, but I'm going back to a law firm for sure.
Which one?
I can't tell you.
Is it that one?
I haven't accepted it. No, it's not that one.
No.
That's why you can't include it.
But it's not the law firm I love.
No, it's not the law firm you love. It's a different area of law because I am considering going to law school, which is another thing that I'd put off
that's
many
amazing.
Years. Thank you. I'm in the year of like all the things that I wish that I would have done when I was younger. I'm just going for it.
Yeah. But I didn't start this till I was 30, and I don't feel like I've really come into where I'm actually going until I turned 40 this year.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, you're just like, if you don't, my sister even, she's 25. And she's like, what am I doing with my life? I'm just a waste of space. And I'm like, girl, you're 25.
Oh, shut up.
But when you're 25, even myself, I was like, I felt like such a failure because of XYZ, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes.
Okay.
I'm pivoting. I'm going back to a law firm. We'll see how it goes. Pray for me.
What kind of law is it? Can you disclose her now? Estate?
Hopefully I have it, but I'm going to go to Proven Law.
Ooh.
With Lindsay Bayless. You know her. She was at the Loot.
Yes.
Yeah. If I didn't get this, I'll tell you so you can edit this out.
I think you mumbled it anyways. I didn't hear anything.
Proven Law.
We like that law firm.
Yeah.
I actually like all the law firms. I'm just being a smartass.
There are some law firms I
Because
struggle
the
with.
law firm on your cup is a direct competitor to the law firm that we love.
Yeah. Yeah, there's love for everyone, but there's just tears.
But we're also
there's
just
tears.
joking around.
And yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Jokes.
It's all jokes, guys. All jokes. Whichever camera we're looking at. Okay, but
Call me.
thank you for your time today.
Yes.
Let's circle back. Let's do coffee.
Okay.
I want to hear about like your career.
I love that.
This is really cool. So congratulations.
Thank you
and thanks
so
for being on the
much.
Samantha Parker Show.
I appreciate it. What an honor.
Yeah, you're a badass. Oh, real quick, what's your handle? Shout out.
Oh, okay. So my personal is Melly_macho.
Yes, you
And
just
then-
threw a killer Halloween party.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
You saw that? Wow.
I did. Did you see my costume though?
I did.
We should do a whole podcast episode about my costume.
Was that sponsored? That should have been sponsored.
Sponsored by Skims.
That was perfect.
God.
Did you tag them?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
they didn't say anything.
Let's go and spam tag them.
You know.
But my personal account, you'll see a lot of that hosting, my fiance, my dog, drinks. I like to make some drinks and post on there recipes.
What
But
kind of
then
drinks? We don't talk about drinks on this podcast.
We don't? Okay. You can make them mocktails.
There we
You
go.
really can.
Then we can talk about it. Yeah.
And then, oh, and I make coffees too.
Ooh.
Have you seen them?
Oh,
Girl,
no.
you got to see them. My Breville,
You have
it's
a
already paid
Breville?
for itself. I used to go and get coffee out in the world every single day.
Okay. I love to go get a latte, but don't make fun of me. So today I was determined to get the Starbucks teddy bear cup.
Oh, they're doing that now?
Yep. So
Yeah, I got
it's the
famous on
holiday
TikTok.
cup. It's a glass teddy bear, and
Oh, just kidding.
the lid is his little hat.
Yeah.
So I went to several Starbucks this morning. I shouldn't even admit this.
What?
It's 6 a.m. They had already sold all out. I'm making friends with baristas as I go because I'm like, maybe they have some
They'll
under
have
the
one
counter.
in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one barista
Smart.
said all the Starbucks only got 6 to maybe 8, depending on how big they were, and they were sold out. They had a line when they
It's because it's St. George.
no
Big corporations
all
like
the
that
Starbucks
don't
got
value.
6 to 8.
Oh.
She said it was like a big marketing thing.
Oh. All of them across the nation?
Oh, according to random,
Oh.
amazing, super awesome, if you're listening, barista over at Smith's
Okay.
Marketplace. Yeah.
Dang, I'm
and then
sorry.
I'm like, what am I doing? I'm driving around looking for a cup.
Trinkets though. Whatever you need to do. I have trinkets too. I have cups. Yeah.
With
I
my
have
dog. But I did get a sugar cookie latte because the holiday flavors are out.
That's what you were talking about is the Teddy Graham latte, which was famous on TikTok. I thought that Starbucks was making them.
No, they're not. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, those are good.
Can you make me one?
Yeah, I could actually.
Okay, I'm going to come over.
Next time, it'll be at my house.
Yeah.
But that's my personal handle. And my podcast is at HermanasMedia.
Yes.
So it's all linked there.
Yeah. I've seen little snippets of your podcast. Keep
you.
going.
I'm trying.
Kick ass.
Thank
Show
you.
up, repeat for the next 5 years.
Okay.
Okay. You
We'll
got
do it.
this. Woo. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to the Samantha Parker Show. I wanted to let you know that you can head over to Substack and you can subscribe to Sam's Sober Club. I've got a lot of really amazing episodes over there, like my 30-day sober journal and some subscriber-only content. I also blog about your first 30 days being sober, your first day sober, your first year sober. I am sharing it all over on my Substack. So come join Sam's Sober Club. We've got it linked up in the show notes. And thank you so much for being here on the podcast.